Thank you so much for hanging out today on Inside South Florida. You know, every year the Boys and Girls Club of Miami-Dade selects an exceptional youth to be honored for their Youth of the Year award. And here's Miriam with more on an honor dating back over 70 years.
Yeah, it's a huge honor. I had my conversation with Alex Rodriguez-Roy, who is the president of Boys and Girls Clubs of Miami-Dade. And, he tells me this is a major honor, especially during the year that we've just had, middle of pandemic and a bunch of challenges. This person deserves the award. Check out my conversation with the president of Boys and Girls Club of Miami-Dade. Alex, let's talk. I love always talking to you. You bring the great events of Boys and Girls Clubs of Miami-Dade. This year, you guys are awarding your Youth of the Year. It's been done for many years now, and it's a prestigious award. For those who don't know how prestigious this is, what is Youth of the Year?
Well, Youth of the Year is a program that's been in Boys and Girls Clubs for about 100 years. And what it is every club selects a youth. And those youths within the clubs will compete. And they'll tell their story and the impact the club has had on their life. And based on that, there's a panel of judges that selects a winner. The winner of each club, for example, here in Florida, will compete at the state level. Next month, all the Florida youths will compete against each other. There'll be one from Florida that will be selected. That youth goes on to compete at the regional level. There'll be one youth selected at the regional level. So at the end, there'll be 5 regional winners all over the country. The prestigious name of this award is because all these youth will eventually all these 5 winners will wind up in the Oval Office. And that's been a tradition for, I think, like 75 years. So every single winner from the region will wind up at the Oval Office, sitting with the president, talking about, the club and life and, how it's impacted them. So it's a really cool thing to be able to go there.
Wow, that's huge. That's major. I knew it was big, but I didn't think it was that big. But it's very important and it has to be well deserved, right? So tell me, who won Youth of the Year in the Miami-Dade side?
Yeah, so this amazing young lady, her name's Alana. She is she goes to Coral Gables High School, and she's an amazing human being. She's overcome a lot of different obstacles in her life. But she always, what's interesting about her, she credits the club with becoming the person she is now. And some of the challenges she talks about some of the challenges in her life. She likes sports, and where she was at, and she lived in another state before. Because she was a girl, they were saying, well, girls shouldn't really play sports. And so she was very hesitant when she moved to Miami to come to the club because she said, it's going to be the same old. And one thing she learned as soon as she finally came to the club is that whatever you want to do is fine. You want to dance, you want to play sports, you want to paint, you want to sing, whatever it is, it's cool. We'll figure it out and we'll make it happen. So you can be part of every program at all the times, no matter what you look like or where you come from. So it's kind of neat to hear her story. She says it much better than I do, but it's really neat to hear her talk about her story, how she has developed over the last 7 or 8 years here at the club.
That's awesome. I'm a former Cavalier, so I'm already proud,
okay.
100%. I used to go to Coral Gables Senior High School, so that's my alma mater. So go, Alana. Yay!
Yeah.
For you, you've been here for years. How proud of you always of these of the kids who win Youth of the Year? How proud are you of them? From
a certain aspect, it brings a sense of this is what we do. This is why we do it. I mean, we help hundreds of kids every single year, but when you see that these youth competing and telling their story of how the club has impacted them, it just kind of eliminates that second degree of separation. It's like, this makes it real. This is what we're doing. And sometimes they'll mention in their speeches when we did this trip or that trip, and you're like, yeah, I remember when we set that up and when we worked on that, or we worked with the funder to create that program. So all those type of things, it's like it brings it home, right? And so it's really neat to hear her tell her story. Just like every year, every Youth of the Year has their different story, and their life has been impacted one way or another. And that's the common element that you see has been impacted by the work of the club. And every single Youth of the Year has a different story. So I love when this time of year comes, because we get to hear all these really neat stories of these kids growing up over the last 7, 8, 10 years at the clubs and seeing what they have developed into. It's kind of cool.
That was such a great conversation with Alex. I love speaking with him and all the events Boys and Girls Clubs of Miami-Dade is doing. If anyone wants to know more information about the organization, they can go to bgcmia.org. And Jason,
Yes.
a little birdie told me you used to go to Boys and Girls Clubs. Is that right?
That's right. Why are people telling my business in the street? No, I did. I went to the Boys and Girls Club growing up and had so many great memories. And Youth of the Year was an honor. Like that, you were a cool kid if you were selected to be Youth of the Year, because that just showed that you were so involved, right? And that it meant something. It was such a self-esteem building award that everyone wanted to win it. And you were always happy for the kid that won it because they truly deserved it, right? You saw the work they did. You knew why they were being awarded such a prestigious award at the Boys and Girls Club. So yeah, so many great memories were had at Boys and Girls Clubs. I'm glad that they're still around and doing great work for the youth of America, especially here in South Florida and in Miami-Dade County. It's good stuff.
Yeah, I got to tell Alex that we got to do an event with them. So, So
that's how we roll.
That's how
Miriam, thank you so much, love.
You're welcome.
Up next.